Boss says I'm replaceable. I start a competitor, get him fired, and then interview him to work for me.
OKOP.
This is OKOP. I'm Samuel Donner.
And I'm John Frye.
And we tell the funniest stories on the internet.
Yes, we do. And Sam, I'm curious, what was your first, I'll give you two options. What was your first like paid gig? It could be like, you know, pulling someone's weed as like a kid, or your first like job, like with a paycheck that's, you know, taking out Social Security.
The first one that comes to mind is tutoring. I used to tutor in math when I was in high school and middle school. Like I was a math tutor for a little bit.
Big brain Sam over
Big
here.
brain, baby. I got an 800 on my math SATs. Let's go.
That's the top, right?
Yeah, it's a perfect score.
I'm sorry. I can't even remember anymore. Nice work.
My first job was like a podcast producer at a college, interviewing prawn stars. So if you look up Alex Links, you could see the interview we did with her. It was great. It was super interesting.
Yeah, I can only imagine like being able to get an insight into someone's world, in that world, like wild. Yeah,
super wild, very fun interviews.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my first real job out of college. That I was actually being paid to do this.
The big boy job.
The big boy job. I only had that for 6 months.
We have another story of someone who was also in a big boy job, and their time was also limited by something. Boss says I'm replaceable. I start a competitor, get him fired, and then interview him to work for me.
How the turntables turn their tables. Sweet justice.
I worked for a company for just under 5 years. It ballooned to be the #1 provider in the region for its unique service, with about 75% of the market. But that being said, it was still just a small business with about 15 employees. I loved my job, and the skills I learned while working there were quite valuable. I love my team and the clients we provided services for. My twice yearly reviews with the owner were always 10 out of 10 with no recommendations for improvement.
Perfect in every single way.
The Gordon Ramsay of this regional service. I was exceptional at my job in every way. I handled company operations, HR and payroll, customer service, marketing, employee management, schedules, employee and clients training, among other things at this company.
Magnifique.
I was also able to step in and do any of the other teammates' jobs if they were out sick on the vacation. The company was giving out a bonus late summer last year, and mine, while being more than previous years, was notably less than my teammates. So she wasn't getting that big bag she deserved. I asked the owner, are these bonuses related to performance? And if so, what could I have done to earn more? The owner replied, the bonuses are not performance related. You are just more replaceable than the others.
You're making an enemy, big boss man.
Oh, okay. I replied, and I proceeded to process each of the bonuses and then went to lunch. I called my spouse to gain some wisdom and advice. I was pretty livid, but didn't want to make a rash decision. My spouse is very intelligent, and while they're not a fortune teller, they have the ability to foresee various responses and all potential outcomes. They are business-wise and have been on the executive team of a large company for the past 21 years. Wow. While also serving on several community boards and business advisory boards. We decided together to continue forward with our scheduled vacation and to use the time away to calm our minds, relax and have fun, and also determine the best course of action. We were leaving after working just one more day, so I worked like all was normal for the rest of the day, and the following day, left for vacation. While away, we discussed several scenarios and consulted with a business advisor and attorney. With all the advice I received, I determined that upon my return from the vacation, I would resign from my role with a 2-week notice. However, in a fit of rage, I was immediately terminated by the owner. So she was going to give the 2 weeks and they were like, nah, you done.
Oh my God. What's the fit of rage?
Fit of rage because she quit.
You're just giving her extra money. You got to give her severance now.
Now, this is actually one of the scenarios we planned for. So I was prepared for the owner's poor actions. During the next couple of weeks, I created and opened a competing business offering similar services. I offered much more customizable options with higher quality of service and results.
I love how like OP is like, all right, you think I'm replaceable? You know what else is replaceable? Your entire company.
I knew our clients wanted these options and had proposed said options several times at our workplace, but we were never greenlighted to implement the changes for no reason other than the owner didn't come up with the idea. So it was a stupid idea. What a great owner this guy is. I also maintained communications with a few people from my team. My old team did not relay the day-to-day happenings at my previous workplace, and I never asked about the company. However, they would vent to me on occasion. I would listen without comment. I knew service quality and the work environment in general suffered since my departure. Morale went way down and clients were way less satisfied. I also read the Google and Facebook reviews for my old company. Yikes. They are tanking, baby. Additionally, 2 full-time and 1 part-time person were hired to fill my role and a portion of my responsibilities. Literally, they hired like 2.5 people to cover OP's role. They did things like HR and payroll and were filled by outside companies. I quickly built up my business and within 3 months was able to hire several of my own teammates from my original company.
Bro, OP is killing it.
We were able to jump in 1 day with minimal training as they were the best employees at my old workplace. The quality of my workplace's previous offerings continue to fall, which sent additional business my way and quickly caused the revenue of my old workplace to start tanking.
You know, happy coincidence or happy, not coincidence. This was all planned, but like literally just taking money from the old company, putting it in your pocket legally.
My old workplace went from being the #1 provider of unique service in the region to nothing. My previous employer is now searching for gainful employment. Now I knew this because over the weekend, my old boss and the owner of the old company applied for a position at my spouse's company. So I think my spouse's company should bring my previous employer in for an interview. But when they arrive, surprise, I'm the interviewer. And all I say is, so how replaceable am I now? And my spouse rightfully said, no, you will not work here. Moral of the story, don't tell your employees they're replaceable because they might create a competing business that is better than yours while taking your best employees and clients, which will leave you with no business to sell. By the way, the owner's entire retirement plan was to sell the business.
Oh no.
And then having to start all over by searching for employment under someone else. Looks like your company was replaceable, not me.
Jeez. OP went savage.
Bruh.
I mean, the business boy deserves it, but damn,
dude,
did OP just dismantle this whole man's life?
Just grilled him to smithereens.
That he did.
Goodness.
But you know what else you should grill to smithereens and just slap around like a cooked piece of meat?
That subscribe button for OKOP.
Subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Spotify and TikTok, and if you want to be a real one, support us on Patreon.
Oh yes, join the ranks of Muhammad, Amanda, Will Combs, Connor Van Buren, Desiree Canterbury, Keegan Simmons, and Kathy Quigley.
See you soon.
Woo!